Hi everyone, so welcome back to Spa PR Live. I'm just waiting for our guests. So this week we're going to be speaking to Gracie and Sophie.
Hi.
How are you both?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. So I
Nice
was
to
just
finally
saying
meet
that,
you.
yeah, I was just saying that you guys run a vegan snack bar company. So really exciting to talk to you both today. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Do you guys want to start off by telling us a bit about yourselves, kind of like your personal life, kind of?
Yeah, so we are sisters to start
Yeah.
with. I'm Gracie. I'm Sophie. And we launched our business Squirrel Sisters coming up to 5 years ago now. So yeah, it's been a crazy 5 years. We absolutely love it. It's definitely got its ups and downs running your own business, but it's amazing. And we've got a really I suppose real story behind the brand, which Sophie can tell you about.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the short version. But when I was around 25, I had a random health check with my job that I was offered, and everyone had it, came back saying, oh, I eat too much cheese, I drink too much. And they found that I had a heart condition. So as you can imagine, it was a massive shock.
Yeah.
I'd lived with my entire life that I had no idea. Obviously, just thought that how I felt was normal.
Yeah.
And it didn't massively impact my day to day. But they said that it was basically something that could mean that you drop down dead at any point. So it's a pretty big kind of, I was going to say lightning bolt, but that's meant to be positive. But, it was a big thing. I got operated on quite quickly, but I got really, really ill after the operation because they pumped my body full of chemicals, and it was just quite a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
And then I found that I became really, really, really intolerant to certain foods. And my biggest problem is with sugar. So I would have something like even just a bit of ketchup and the refined sugar, and it would just give my body this awful reaction. It would wipe me out for days. I was living with Gracie at the time. We were both living together in Balham, and luckily she's a lovely sister and took really good care of me, and started trying to experiment in the kitchen to find ways that I could have really delicious, wholesome food that actually made me feel good. And when you're not feeling very well, you just really want a pick-me-up. So the first recipe she came up with was these amazing raw brownies, which we're still true to our recipe to this day on the shelves. So that's kind of where it all started. And I moved to Singapore. Well, I had to have another operation before I did that, because the first one hadn't worked. But because I'd completely changed my lifestyle, completely cut out sugar, and therefore, had really low inflammation, I was really in a good place health-wise. It works I was back on my feet in a couple of weeks. So then I moved to Singapore. We went our separate ways, but obviously as best friends and sisters, we stayed in touch and decided to launch a blog a couple of years later, because we're just so passionate about food and healthy eating, but living life to the full. And that is what eventually turned into the business we have today, which is Squirrel Sisters.
Oh wow, so do you guys create all your recipes like yourself? Is it kind of experimenting in the kitchen and then you kind of progress it from there?
Yeah, so I mean, initially with our snack bars, that was never, it was never a business idea to begin with. It was literally making stuff for ourselves. So yeah, that was very much based on everything we love. And yeah, it was just a case of throwing in kind of basic ingredients that we had available in the kitchen cupboards. And then kind of just finally kind of got a recipe we both absolutely loved. And then when we decided to turn it into a business, we had to go out and find a factory that could replicate what we were doing at home on a larger scale. It's actually really tricky to do. You can't, we were literally making our snacks on a NutriBullet. So to then scale up and do it on a factory size level, it does change things. So we create everything. Everything is based on what we love. So yeah, it's very much it's very much snacks that we really enjoy, and that most importantly have no added sugar, and they're also suitable for those following a vegan and gluten-free lifestyle.
And I've just seen a question out of interest why the name Squirrel Sisters. So our last name is Tyrrell, and we both got nicknamed Squirrel at school by, you know, different friendship groups who in different years. And we didn't really love it at the time, but then it just, when we were thinking of a name, we wanted something with sisters, and we thought, let's just go for Squirrel Sisters. You know, that is a genuine nickname. Squirrels are quite healthy. They, you know, get
squirreling away with nuts and
exactly.
snacks. And yeah,
we just thought we'd give it a go. And it really just was a hit. And it's so true to part of our story that we were the Squirrel Sisters at school, that we thought, it was perfect.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's quite a nice kind of personal name, since, you know, you started, as you said, you weren't very well, so the whole brand is quite personal. So to have a squirrel is quite a nice touch. So you said that you started quite a few years ago now. Would you say that you've noticed kind of a shift in more kind of people are wanting more vegan options just for like their health, you know, and like diet lifestyle, as opposed to just like the normal mainstream brands?
Yeah, I think people are definitely choosing alternative options now, even if they're not that way inclined fully. You know, I think you know, we know a lot of people that you know, aren't vegan or dairy free or anything, but they have swapped kind of dairy milk for alternative milk and you know, things like that. So I think it's definitely we've noticed it's really grown. I mean, the amount of brands that are coming out, there's so many more options. And I suppose there is the link of kind of the health side to it all. So, you know,
plants.
Exactly. Kind of whole foods, plant-based. You know, there is evidence to suggest that way of eating is healthier. So I think, but especially, you know, now with everything that's happened with this pandemic and the government's initiative to crack down on sugary foods, you know, there's I think it's really been highlighted this year how I suppose dangerous, or not dangerous, but, you know, what's the word?
I suppose just how important it is to have a healthy lifestyle and actually really look after yourself. And I think the danger that we've noticed on the mass market level is that a lot of people are kind of jumping on the bandwagon of vegan or gluten-free or immunity, and they're actually not really making a product that enables people to have a proper change in their lifestyle. Like, what we want to do is have really delicious food that's part of a lifestyle that doesn't contain any sugar. Because if you look on, especially actually vegan foods or gluten-free, you look in the free from aisles and you just pick up and look on the back of pack, and they add so many like whatever, you know, fillers and enhancers that aren't natural. Whereas, you know, we really advocate, like, we think if you like something, you know, have it. It's all about balance. But the point is really to make a shift. You really need to be eating like the most nutritious foods possible. So I think that's the only danger really with it becoming so popular now.
And I guess there's like a misconception that because something's labelled as vegan, it must be healthy. I've certainly thought that in the past, and that is just not the case. So.
No, it's so true. And I think, you know, like we said, a lot of other things get added to kind of get that texture or flavour, but it becomes then really heavily processed, which is just, you know, it's not giving you any health benefits. So totally agree with that.
And there was just an earlier question, just so we don't lose it. Someone asked, would love to know your favourite product. So I guess they mean kind of in the food kind of snack, apart from your own products, of course.
I'm a big nut butter fan. So I would say that Pippa Nut is my favourite nut butter brand. This is me thinking on the spot.
I love, so again, nut butter obsessive. So peanut butter, Mani Life. I love the deep roast. In terms of other snacks, I suppose, you know, something we both really love aside from our sweet snack bars are savoury snacks, so, you know, nuts, crisp alternatives. And that's actually why we've gone ahead and we're going to be launching our own version, because we really love that. So,
and that's actually an example where people are saying vegan, gluten-free, but there's so much sugar or they're really processed. So we're now seeing that we need to be the ones to help people find that sugar-free, healthy and nutritious alternative.
That's so exciting. So when's that? Are you still in kind of the works, or do you have like a rough launch date? Or
so they're launching, the new products are going onto the Holland & Barrett website in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. And they'll also be available to pre-order on our website. But yeah, we are going to officially kind of announce it. We haven't put up the photos or anything on our Instagram yet, but we will be doing that. So someone said, yes, love savoury snacks. Good.
Always let us know feedback as well. So if anyone watching has any ideas, we're always open to listening.
So they'll be available really, really soon. And yeah, we can't wait. And they are, like Sophie said, we're all about taste is key. It has to taste amazing, but it has to also be genuinely good for you. And you know, it does what it says on the pack. It's really as natural, whole foods, and no added sugar. So yeah, we're really excited to kind of get everyone's opinion on that. And we've had a chance to try.
I've just seen a question asking where we get inspiration for our flavors, and it's really all about what we love in a mainstream way. So for example, like our nuts are salt and apple cider vinegar, so it's having that twist, and then with the like more crisp version that we're going to be looking at, we're just looking at those really popular flavors that are already out there and trying to replicate that in a really popular way, in a really healthy way. And that's I suppose with our latest bar launches with the peanut caramel and the peanut raspberry, that started from us really wanting to replicate that Snickers kind of taste, and then we found that the peanut caramel, just with our experimenting, works so well, and tried it on loads of people and they said yes, this is like a healthy Snickers. So it's kind of looking at what's out there and trying to be stubborn about finding ways to make it a healthy twist.
Sounds very exciting. So what would you say is kind of a typical day like as brand owners?
Well, I have a 1-year-old, so
you can start.
Okay, my day usually, I mean, we have nursery and non-nursery days, but a nursery day is where we'll be waking up at the crack of dawn, sort Lola out, I'll go and work, my husband drops her off at nursery, and then it's kind of just work, like calls, we've got so much going on that we are just so busy. And then at 5 I go and pick Lola up, and have a play, then put her to bed, have some dinner, probably do some more work. We're trying to get our evenings and weekends back, but we're on holiday this week and we just haven't even had a day where we're not able to work. But it's good, you know, it's our business, so we love it. But and I'll try and go for a swim or get to the gym early as well if I've got the energy.
And I don't have a 1-year-old, so I don't have to wake up as early as Sophie. But so I tend to wake up kind of around 7:30. And actually we were working from home before lockdown, so we actually gave up our office because we just felt it was such a huge outgoing, and it just made sense to kind of put that money into the business rather than spending it on an office for the sake of having an office. And you know, we're just a team of 2, so it just didn't really make sense. And so it's actually really great because not having that commute just makes you just get so much more done so much earlier on. And then by lunchtime I usually will try and get out, go to the gym, go for a walk, you know, go to the post office to drop something off. And then it's just it's at the moment it's just a lot of Zoom calls. It's a lot of so many meetings, especially right now with the build up to the launch of our new range. It's just been endless calls, sort of every day. You know, before we came away so last Friday we were on the phone or Zoom from about 10 until 4. So just non-stop phone calls. So it's pretty intense, but like Sim said, it's our own business, so you can't really step away. But we're away with the whole family at the moment this week, and we've really tried. We're going out and doing walks and stuff, but we're in the morning sort of getting a little bit done as much as we can, but we're also trying really hard to relax, because that is, you know, we're a health and wellness company, so we've got to live it as well. And
so you mentioned there was only 2 of you, so how do you find that, obviously being sisters as well? Do you clash or do you bounce off each other with ideas?
No, we do genuinely love it. Like,
Yeah.
we're really lucky because we our parents were a bit like, it's hard to go into business because our dad had his own business, and they were kind of worried that it could be we could end up falling out. But actually, I think because we're so aware of each other and our feelings and our lifestyles, that we really prioritize the other one. And I suppose more recently we've got an investor on board, and what's quite nice is he pushes us and we sympathize with each other. So we kind of, like, I'll be tired because I'll have got up with Lola in the night, and Gracie will be like, just, go and have a rest. And then Wilfred will be like calling us, and like, it's really good because he's helping us push the business forward, whereas we would be a bit softer on each other because we the number one thing is that our relationship is good. We would never want to put that kind of pressure on the other one. So that having him in the dynamic has been really helpful for the business, and that's why we're so busy, but we're able to kind of be like, oh, I'm so tired, and moan to each other and still have our sister relationship without being business all the time, because that side's with Wilfred.
Yeah. And I guess it's so nice that you get to share that kind of experience in because obviously Squirrel Sisters is award winning, so having to share those awards with each other, it's quite a nice achievement to say.
Definitely. Yeah, I think to be doing something that has stemmed from passion and be doing it together is amazing. And running a business is so difficult. It has major ups and major downs, and having each other, being sisters, we can really express everything. If we're having an awful day, we'll be crying on the phone to the other one, so we kind of take turns. like it goes through, like, we both have different moments at different times, which is good because then the other one's in a better place and it can like pick us up. But it's really good because also we're very aware of what's going on in each other's personal life as well. So for example, when Sophie had Lola, I completely understood and was completely there for her, and like just wanted to support. And I think if you were with someone that wasn't maybe a sibling, or you weren't that close with, they might react differently, or vice versa.
Well, they might not care that you're kind of going through something.
Yeah, exactly.
We really do. So that's really, really nice.
Yeah.
And Gracie gets to come and take Lola off my hands sometimes. Also
Auntie.
Yeah.
Oh, and then someone's just said, I'd love to run a business with my sisters. Really lovely.
Oh, it is amazing. We highly recommend doing it.
And I think also because it's so hard, like, I definitely, since I've had Lola, I've had more moments than ever where I felt like I can't do this anymore. Like, this is so hard. But because Gracie's there, like, cheering me on, and also like, I want this to work for both of us, it's like a responsibility. So that really helps, because then you can't just give up because it's your sister's business as well. So I think that really helps, like, getting through those tough times, because they've definitely feel like a lot of happened in my head anyway, just from being so tired.
And what would you say is kind of the biggest challenge? Obviously with Corona, it's been a huge hit on businesses, but apart from that, or maybe involving that, what would you say has been the hardest thing this year for you guys?
Ooh, good question.
Probably I suppose, well, our mum's been really unwell this year. She got diagnosed with cancer at the beginning of the year, so that has been really, really tough. And then on top of not being able to support her, and I know that's a personal challenge, but it's the biggest thing, really. So that has been something which, we want to drop everything and go and support her, but we have to still keep the business going. We haven't got anyone to fall back on. So I suppose it's maybe, in a business sense, it's having the responsibility that you have to keep things going no matter what.
And I think with lockdown, it's not being able to kind of see each other for an extended period of time was really tough. And just at that point, we'll thank God for kind of FaceTime and all these options. But it's definitely been really challenging, balancing the sort of personal with work, and we can't just stop for a week. We are the ones running it, so when something happens like that, it is really difficult. But actually, we started working with Wilfred in January, so it was really ideal timing for us, because although it's been a lot tougher having sort of an investor, he's really really supported us and really kind of guided us through this time. So yeah, that's been great having him.
Yeah. And how is your mum? Is she?
Yeah, she's recently had a scan and had the all clear. So yeah, and we're with her this week, so we're just like loving spending time together. And yeah, so we all kind of isolated before so that we were all could be sure we were COVID free. And so yeah, it's been lovely being able to have this time. And yeah, so hopefully onwards and upwards. She's given up sugar as well and knows massive difference.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, happily pass her the Squirrel Sisters snaps.
Exactly. Yeah, they're her favourite thing.
Brownie.
Yeah. So what would you say for anyone kind of wanting to transition to kind of a healthier lifestyle? Is it kind of more smaller steps, or is there anything kind of drastic they could do? Kind of maybe one thing or a couple, or
well, I would say for us, like something that really we love cooking. We find it really therapeutic and experimenting with different ingredients, and I know not everyone enjoys that, but I think for us it's definitely all about balance. I think if you really want something, have it, don't restrict yourself, and I think taste is key. So for us, everything we enjoy eating healthily. I think there used to be a big stigma attached to the sort of the healthy kind of
lifestyle.
Literally my brain is not working today. And whereas now I think it's become much more popular because I think there's a lot more there's just a lot more tasty things. But I think I don't know really.
I think probably small steps is good, because I think I'm like the queen of having tried fad diets in the past, and it's just not sustainable. Like if you make too much, unless you really have to make a drastic change for your health, or you find out you have something wrong, then I completely see why people do that, and they would then have the motivation. But I think for someone on an everyday level, it's kind of, maybe just having some more vegetables in your dinner, or swapping a few things, or having a bit less sugar, cutting down on alcohol, whatever you feel that is impacting you, but also just really focusing on how things are making you feel. So like Grace has said, like if you really want a pizza and you're going to have like a cozy night in, you just really want that, taste and feeling, then there's no reason why you shouldn't. But if you're going to have a piece of cake and you're going to feel awful, you've got some work to do, then try and just think, well, actually, maybe I shouldn't have that. Maybe I have something slightly healthier that will make me feel good and keep me going. So I think that's been something that's quite a good way of living. And just other things in lifestyles, like we both love having a nice bath at the end of our day and like a wind down. We work with West Lab salts, which we're obsessed with. And I try and do a bit of meditation. I don't always fit it in, but that for me I know really works and helps me feel calm and then make good choices about what I'm eating or motivates me. And I think for us, especially this year since everything happened with our mum, and we're even more aware of kind of what you're putting into your body, it just, the way it makes you feel, and like obviously Sophie experienced this with her heart condition, and the way food can, I noticed such a huge difference. If I have a piece of cake, I feel exhausted, I'm not motivated, I can't bother to do work, I'm just tired and then grumpy. Whereas if I'm eating well, I have so much more energy, I feel amazing, it just feels great. So that's why it genuinely makes us feel good. And obviously taste is key. But it does, it just makes us feel good kind of eating well. But if we want a pizza, if we want, we drink wine, obviously Sophie's not really doing that link, she's pregnant again. Adding to the challenge.
But just kind of, it is all about balance, and just listen to your body. I think that's really key. Body. We love West Lab salts too.
Yeah, we do.
Brand plug there for us. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you go and enjoy some lovely family quality time. Where are you guys at the moment?
We're in the Brecon Beacons in Wales.
Oh wow!
It's gorgeous. We're literally in the middle of nowhere, so we're really self-isolating here. It's like there's not even a house close to us. Like we're literally in the mountains.
Yeah,
so it's just
amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah, how's the weather been? Is it?
It's been really wild, wet and rainy.
God.
We've actually really enjoyed it because there's wood burners, so we're just getting really cozy and like having lots of baths. I actually brought Westland salts with me.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, just getting really cozy, glasses of wine, long walks, kind of getting wet, and then coming back and getting all warm.
Yeah,
easy. We love that.
Yeah.
And someone's just asked the savoury snaps, so they'll be available in 2 weeks' time.
So on Holland
Alright.
website, and also they'll be available on our website, squirrelsisters.com as well.
Yeah. Well, what we'll do is we'll save this kind of video and upload it onto the Spa PR feed. So we'll obviously tag you guys so everyone can go and head over to the website as well to check. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Lovely to finally meet you. I feel like
Me too. I know. Smell so much.
Well, thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
See you soon. Bye.